The spaceport of Ardent Station thrummed with activity, a symphony of mechanical whirs, distant engine roars, and the occasional clatter of cargo containers. Amidst the chaos, Ethan Varrick, a human single father and skilled shuttle mechanic, worked tirelessly in his repair bay. Life had been a delicate balance of fixing ships, caring for his daughter Lyra, and navigating the loneliness of a universe that often felt indifferent to humans. It was on one particularly quiet evening, when the station's twin moons cast soft silver light across the docking bay, that the delegation from the planet Orivon arrived. They were an imposing sight. Tall, crystalline-skinned aliens with delicate, multi-jointed limbs and eyes that shimmered like opals. At the center of their group stood a girl who immediately caught Ethan's attention. Her name was Talyra. Unlike the other delegates, who carried themselves with effortless elegance, Talyra's movements were awkward and hesitant. Her eyes, though intelligent and expressive, often darted around nervously, and she never responded to the ambient chatter. A small translation drone hovered nearby, attempting to engage her, but she ignored it. Talyra was deaf, born without the ability to hear in a society where sound dictated status, communication, and social hierarchy. The Orivonian council members whispered among themselves, exasperated. She does not respond. How can she participate? How can she contribute? Ignored, overlooked, and underestimated, Talyra had grown accustomed to silence. She moved through the corridors as if invisible, performing minor tasks but rarely, if ever, being acknowledged. Ethan, noticing the girl's isolation, stepped forward. "Hey," he said gently, wiping his hands on a rag. "Are you okay? You look out of place." Talyra blinked, startled. She wasn't used to strangers approaching her without annoyance or judgment. Using hand gestures, she signed slowly, "I am fine. Just quiet." Ethan studied her, realizing that the challenge before him was not just technical, it was about communication. He had repaired countless ships and machines, but he had never repaired a connection with a human or alien being. Yet he felt compelled. "I'm Ethan," he signed back cautiously, mimicking her gestures. "I fix ships, and I fix things that are broken." A small smile flickered across Talyra's face. It was faint, but it was a start. For the first time, someone wasn't ignoring her. Over the next days, Ethan dedicated time to learning Orivonian Sign Language, modifying it to accommodate Talyra's unique style and preferences. Together, they developed a communication rhythm. Gestures, expressions, and written symbols combined with subtle visual cues that allowed her to convey complex thoughts. Ethan quickly realized that Talyra was brilliant. Her mind grasped engineering concepts, propulsion matrices, and alien technology faster than many of the Orivonian apprentices. Yet her confidence was fragile, shaped by years of being dismissed. "You're incredible," Ethan said one afternoon as Talyra adjusted a microfusion reactor on a damaged shuttle. "Why does everyone ignore you?" Talyra shrugged, a gesture heavy with resignation. They think because I do not hear, I do not understand. I do not belong. I am invisible." Ethan shook his head. "You're not invisible. You're just unheard. But I hear you. And I will make sure everyone else does too." Their partnership grew quickly. Talyra, once timid, began contributing more actively to ship repairs. She suggested modifications that even seasoned Orivonian engineers had overlooked, rerouting plasma conduits to reduce energy loss, strengthening hull plating using a hybrid alloy, and improving navigation arrays with precision tuning. Word of the silent genius human and alien duo spread quickly. Orivonians who had once ignored Talyra began seeking her input, surprised at her insight and skill. Yet, some factions were still skeptical, unwilling to accept the abilities of a deaf girl who had been dismissed her entire life. The real test came sooner than anyone expected. A nearby freighter carrying critical medical supplies suffered a catastrophic engine failure while entering Ardent Station's orbit. Automated systems struggled to stabilize it, and the station's alarms blared urgently. Ethan and Talyra sprang into action. She guided him through the freighter's systems, using gestures and visual cues to direct repairs. Her hands moved confidently across controls, recalibrating engines and redirecting energy flows, while Ethan executed the physical adjustments. Sparks flew and alarms screamed, but together they stabilized the ship's core. As the freighter's engines hummed steadily, Ethan looked at Talyra in amazement. You did it. You saved the ship. Talyra's eyes shone, a mixture of relief, pride, and something deeper validation. We did it, she signed, emphasizing their partnership. Queen Velithra, who had been monitoring the situation from Ardent Station's central chamber, observed quietly. She had witnessed many attempts to integrate Talyra into the station's operations, all of which had failed. Yet a human single father, simply by listening and believing, had unlocked the potential of a child the entire Orovonian hierarchy had dismissed. Over the following weeks, Talyra flourished. Her voice may have been absent, but her confidence grew louder than words. She contributed to ship designs, mentored younger engineers, and innovated new maintenance procedures. Her deafness, once viewed as a limitation, became a source of unique perspective. She could analyze visual patterns and mechanical feedback in ways others could not. Ethan, meanwhile, continued to support her, but he also encouraged her independence. You're brilliant, he signed one evening, as they watched the starport's lights reflect off the docked ships. But don't forget, you're capable on your own. I'm here, but you're unstoppable. Talyra's gaze met his, gratitude shimmering in her eyes. I understand. Thank you, she signed, her movements fluid and assured. Yet, the universe rarely remains peaceful. Rumors of a pirate fleet approaching the sector reached Ardent Station. The freighters were unarmed and vulnerable. Panic spread, and station officials debated evacuation procedures. Ethan and Talyra stepped forward, offering a solution. Using her technical knowledge, Talyra devised a system of energy shields and emergency thruster recalibrations that allowed the freighters to avoid detection. Ethan implemented her designs, modifying existing systems and ensuring rapid deployment. When the pirate fleet arrived, the station was ready. Shields activated, engines redirected, and the freighters slipped silently into hidden docking bays. The pirates, frustrated and confused, were forced to retreat. The station had been saved without a single life lost. Queen Velithra arrived personally to witness the aftermath. She approached Talyra, her crystalline form shimmering in the soft glow of the station lights. Child, you have achieved what many believed impossible. You have protected lives, improved technology, and earned the respect of your people. All without speaking a word. Talyra bowed, modest yet proud. I listened, she signed simply, but the depth of meaning was clear. And someone listened to me. The queen's multiple eyes softened. Indeed. And that someone, a human, has shown the galaxy the power of empathy, patience, and belief. From that day forward, Talyra's life changed. She became a symbol of resilience and ingenuity, respected by Orovonians and humans alike. Her deafness, once a cause for dismissal, was now celebrated as a source of unique insight. She led projects, trained apprentices, and continued to work alongside Ethan, who remained her steadfast supporter, mentor, and friend. Years later, standing on the observation deck of Ardent Station, Talyra watched shuttles depart and arrive, the lights reflecting in her iridescent eyes. Ethan joined her, hands clasped behind his back, pride evident in his posture. You've done more than I could have imagined, he signed, his gestures fluid and practiced. Talyra smiled. We did it. Together. Queen Velithra observed from afar, silently acknowledging the transformation that had occurred. A human single father had listened, a deaf alien girl had spoken in ways beyond sound, and the station, the sector, and perhaps even the galaxy had been changed forever. For Talyra, the silence that had defined her life had been replaced by understanding, respect, and purpose. For Ethan, listening had not just altered one life. It had revealed the extraordinary potential hidden in the overlooked, the underestimated, and the ignored. And in the quiet, glowing corridors of Ardent Station, amidst the hum of engines and distant chatter of diverse species, a profound truth became clear. Sometimes the greatest change does not come from shouting, commanding, or enforcing. It comes from listening, believing, and giving someone the chance to be heard.